Hey there, movie buffs and Jedi Knights alike. It's your host, Josh Bell, and I'm thrilled to welcome you back to another episode of Real Talk. Today, we're continuing our short cinematic voyage into my desert island favorite films, the ones that I can review over and over again. Today, we're heading to a galaxy where the Force is strong, the battles are epic, and the drama is out of this world. That's right, today we're looking at the classic that is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I think about my, maybe not all-time favorite movies, but the movies I can watch over and over again, The Empire Strikes Back is always right up there at the top of the list. It's quite an experience. From the moment those iconic yellow letters crawl across the screen to the final showdown, there's a lot of emotions and roller coaster scenes that leave you begging for more. But what about the film that makes it special? It could be the unforgettable characters, Luke, Han, Leia. They've become cultural icons in their own right. There's also the groundbreaking special effects that really revolutionized cinema. And they set a new standard for blockbuster filmmaking. Could be the timeless themes, love, redemption, that eternal struggle between good and evil that resonate with us. Well, what we're going to do in this episode, we're going to explore all that and more. So whether you're a seasoned Star Wars aficionado or a newcomer to the galaxy far, far away, get ready to embark on a journey through one of the greatest films ever made. The Force is strong with this one, and I can't wait to dive in and share the magic of The Empire Strikes Back with all of you. Grab your lightsabers, buckle up, and let's blast off into hyperspace together. So let's strap ourselves in and blast off into The Empire Strikes Back. The film picks up where the original Star Wars left off, the Rebel Alliance celebrating their victory against the evil Death Star. But, as we all know, victory celebrations are short-lived in the galaxy far, far away. The Empire, still led by the menacing Darth Vader, is hell-bent on crushing the rebellion once and for all. And let me tell you, Vader means business. He's got his sights set on capturing Luke, the last hope for the Jedi Order, and turning him to the dark side. As you eventually find out, this is a spoiler, but we all know it's some deep, dark family drama there. Meanwhile, our favorite heroes, Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, C-3PO, R2-D2 are scattered across the galaxy, trying to evade the Empire's relentless pursuit. Luke, seeking guidance in the way of the Force, seeks out the legendary Jedi Master Yoda on the remote swampy planet of Dagobah. Watching Luke struggle with his training and his own inner demons is both poignant and relatable, reminding us that even the greatest heroes face doubts and fears. Back in the thick of the action, Han and Leia find themselves in one sticky situation after another as they try to outrun Vader and his forces. But hey, when you've got a Wookiee co-pilot and a charming smuggler by your side, you know you're in good hands. Their banter and chemistry, they light up the screen. They provide this moments of levity in the midst of all the danger and drama going on around the scene. But it's not all fun and games. The stakes here are higher than ever, and the tension is palpable as Vader closes in on the heroes. And then there's the iconic twist. You know what I'm talking about, the I am your father moment, the moment when Vader drops that bombshell, and it changes the whole look of the film at that point. It flips everything we thought we knew about the Force and the Skywalker family. And you can't forget the thrilling action sequences, from the dogfights in space to the intense lightsaber duels on the ground. It's all packed with action and excitement and humor. But what perhaps makes this film timeless is its exploration of themes, of destiny, redemption, that eternal struggle between light and dark. It's a story about hope in the face of adversity, about the power of love and friendship to conquer the darkest of foes. So with that quick recap of the plot, let's take a break here. We'll come back, talk about the soundtrack. So let's take a look at the unforgettable soundtrack of the film. Now, when you talk about movie music, We're not just talking about background noise. John Williams' score for this film has become iconic. You know these notes, you recognize them the minute you hear them. From the opening notes of the crawl at the beginning of the film, it immediately transports you into a mindset to go to this galaxy far, far away. It imbues you with the sense of grandeur and excitement. The main theme, it's instantly recognizable, stirring up those feelings of adventure and anticipation to go on a journey with these characters that we've grown to love and enjoy. But it's not just the main theme that captivates us. Williams' score is a symphonic masterpiece. It's filled with the diverse array of themes and motifs that enhance all the moments of the film. For example, the love theme that's growing between Han Solo and Princess Leia, the tender strings, the lilting melody, they really capture that tension that's building between the rogue and the princess, adding depth and emotion to their relationship. And then the Imperial March, this iconic theme that has become synonymous with Darth Vader and the might of the Empire. The booming brass blasts and ominous percussion send shivers down your spines when Vader makes that first appearance, reminding us of the threat that is there, that our heroes face every corner they come around. But the score isn't just about those big, bombastic moments. John Williams knows also when to dial it back and let the quieter moments shine. The delicate piano melody that accompanies Luke's training with Yoda on Dagobah is a reminder of the young Jedi struggle to find where he fits in to the universe. And then the sheer scale and ambition of Williams' compositions, from the thrilling dogfights and those tense lightsabers duels, the music elevates the action and builds incitement in our blood. You can really feel your heart start to pound when those notes hit. But to me, maybe the most impressive thing about his Williams score here is its ability to invoke a sense of wonder and nostalgia. Decades after its release, after the first time I watched the movie, the music transports me back immediately, reminding me of why I found so much joy in this film as a child, and reminding me of the power of film to inspire, uplift, and unite us, because so many people love these movies. So the next time you watch, see if you notice the music kind of touching you in a different way, reminding you of maybe your childhood or the first time you watched it. Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at some of the thematic elements within Empire. So, beyond the thrilling action sequences and the dazzling special effects, The Empire Strikes Back has many deeper meanings and universal truths that resonate with us. At its core, it is a story about the journey of self-discovery. Our protagonist, Luke, finds himself on a quest to uncover his true identity and purpose in the universe. Under the tutelage of Master Yoda, he grapples with the weight of his legacy and the daunting responsibility of carrying on that Jedi tradition. Luke's struggle mirrors our own existential quest for meaning and fulfillment as we navigate the complexities of life and strive to find our own place in the world. But Luke's not the only one that's wrestling with this question of identity. Han Solo, our rogue with a heart of gold, is really forced to confront his own inner conflicts and his insecurities. Throughout the film, we see Han grappling with his feelings for Leia and his desire to protect his friends, even at the expense of his own freedom. His journey reminds us that true strength lies not in bravado or swagger, but in vulnerability and authenticity. Another central theme of Empire is this concept of redemption. We witness this theme play out most prominently in the character of Darth Vader, the fallen Jedi Knight turned Sith Lord. Throughout the film, Vader is portrayed as a symbol of ultimate evil, a merciless enforcer of the Emperor's will. But beneath the cold exterior of his black armor lies a tortured soul, haunted by regrets and longing for redemption. His eventual decisions in the next film end up coming full circle and show that powerful testament of enduring love and forgiveness for family. But that's another movie. Perhaps the most compelling theme of all, though, is that eternal struggle between good and evil. This theme is woven throughout every film in the Star Wars saga. But for me, it takes on the most depth and complexity here in Empire Strikes Back. We see the Rebel Alliance facing seemingly insurmountable odds as they battle against these tyrannical forces of the Empire. But what sets the conflict apart is the moral ambiguity and shades of gray. The lines between hero and villain blur as characters make difficult choices and grapple with their internal conflicts. It's this moral complexity that kind of makes this film stand out among the Star Wars saga. It challenges us to confront our own preconceptions about right and wrong, good and evil, and to recognize the inherent humanity in even the most flawed and imperfect characters. Doing this reminds us that true heroism lies not in the absence of fear or doubt, but in the courage to confront our own darkness and embrace the light within. So as we continue on, remember to embrace deep things, universal truths. Look in on yourself. How do they reflect in you? And how do they inspire us to be better? Well, with that, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the cast and the crew. So let's take a moment to shine a light on some of the people responsible for bringing this film to the screen. As we know, film is not the product of one person, but a collaborative effort to bring together some creative minds and to create something that will hopefully stand the test of time. In this case, you have to start with the credit to George Lucas, the mastermind behind the entire original 6 episodes of the Star Wars saga. Lucas' imagination and storytelling prowess laid the foundation for this galaxy far, far away. And it's his vision that continues to captivate audiences around the world. Without his bold ideas and his commitment to his vision, we wouldn't have the cultural phenomenon that this has become with all of the TV shows and the new series of movies and all the new characters that people are enjoying. But, of course, nothing in a film works without a cast. You have to have someone on screen. And this film brought back all of the players from the original, from Mark Hamill's portrayal of Luke Skywalker, as we seeing him in this episode evolve from that wide-eyed farm boy into a determined Jedi Knight. Hamill brings this new depth and vulnerability to the role that really makes Luke relatable and a compelling protagonist. And Harrison Ford, he just has this way of being nonchalant but still have a swagger about him. He's very charismatic and he elevates the scenes he's in. He just effortlessly embodies the roguish charm and rugged heroism that we'll see again in a couple episodes when we talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark, another Harrison Ford entry on my Desert Island films. But he has made Han Solo one of these beloved characters. Carrie Fisher also shines as Princess Leia, who is our leader of the Rebel Alliance and refuses to back down to adversity. She brings a great strength and resilience to the role and challenges traditional gender stereotypes and sets Leia apart as a groundbreaking feminist icon. And who can forget maybe the greatest character in this whole series, Billy D. Williams as the smooth-talking Lando Calrissian, adding that dimension to the Star Wars universe. Lando is infused by Billy D. Williams with complexity and nuance and makes him such a compelling and morally ambiguous character. Just amazing and fun. And you have to talk about some of that supporting cast, like Frank Oz as the wise and wizened portrayal of Yoda, James Earl Jones and his menacing voice work as Darth Vader. They're just wonderful ensemble contributions to the magic of Star Wars. Behind the scenes, director Irvin Kershner, who has a great keen eye for detail and brought some sophistication to the franchise. He does this great balancing act between the epic action sequences and the more intimate character moments to create something that is thrilling and emotional. Lawrence Kasdan, the screenwriter, really took this idea from George Lucas and crafted a really wonderful screenplay that balances action, humor, and emotion. His sharp dialogue between the characters, especially Han Solo when he's back and forth with Leia or Luke, is just the perfect amount of swagger and humor and self-deprecation. It's a wonderful little piece of writing there. And you can't ever mention Star Wars without John Williams. The score is instantly recognizable, and his contributions are on every frame of the movie. So there's a quick look at the people that made this film, and I think they definitely deserve all the praise that they get. We'll take another quick break right here, and when we get back, we will talk about why this is one of my favorites. So why do I like Empire Strikes Back? This film really left a mark on my cinematic journey. First, again, that storytelling. The screenplay by Lawrence Kasdan is a almost perfect blend of action, adventure, drama, and even a touch of romance. The film grabs you from the iconic opening crawl and never lets go. Takes you on this thrilling ride through the galaxy. But what really sets this one apart is that it's not a typical blockbuster. There's a darkness to this movie. Things don't end happily for any of our characters at the end of this movie. Another thing that is really remarkable about this is its character development. Each member goes through this significant growth and transformation in this film, making it feel like these characters aren't just up on the screen, they are flesh and blood individuals. Luke Skywalker, that from the farm boy to his hero's journey to becoming a Jedi Knight, and those trials and tribulations, and Han Solo from a selfish kind of crook into a compelling leader among men who wants to help save the universe. And then there's the puppetry and the characters like the Yoda and Lando, who I absolutely love. Lando Calrissian. He's just got, I'm more drawn to those morally ambiguous characters. They just add this unique flavor. It's like the spice in cooking. It brings dimension. And those themes. There's something about a film that really balances the struggle between good and evil with the importance of friendship and loyalty. Where do your loyalties lie? Sometimes you're drawn to the evil because of your loyalties. There's something about that darkness in those themes. Finding that little sliver of light in the most darkest of times really resonates with me. And you can't miss those groundbreaking special effects, most of which still stand up now, from the icy tundras of Hoth to the murky swamps of Dagobah. There's just so much life and detail and imagination everywhere in this film. But maybe the thing I like the most about this film is the wonder, the adventure. It's a film that sparks imagination and inspires us to dream of worlds beyond our own. The timeless tale of heroism and sacrifice, love and redemption, and a journey that I'm always eager to revisit time and time again. Now, I will throw a caveat in here. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I enjoy episodes 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy. I haven't really liked any of the rest of the series. I've never watched any of the TV shows, but there is something about the Empire. There is a darkness. There is something about it that really hits me in my heart, and I can just watch it on repeat. It's a wonderful film. Take another quick break right here. When we get back, we'll look at some trivia. First of all, when it comes to Star Wars, there is a lot of trivia, and many people know far more than me, but I'll give you a little bit. that I found interesting. First, that opening crawl of text was actually inspired by the Flash Gordon movie serials from the 1930s. George Lucas really wanted to capture the same sense of adventure and excitement that he was feeling when he was a child watching the movie serials at his local cinema, and the tradition of the Star Wars opening crawl was born there. And now, while Harrison Ford ultimately returns as Han Solo, there was some interest in other actors in that role originally. For example, at one point, Al Pacino was considered for the role of Han Solo. And imagine a little iconic gangster actor playing a charming smuggler. It's kind of weird to think about. And now, as we know, the voice of Yoda is legendary puppeteer Frank Oz. However, when Oz voiced the character originally, he used his natural voice during rehearsals, and it just didn't feel right. So he ended up developing this distinctive voice that we now all know and love for Yoda, giving the character this sense of wisdom and gravitas that has become synonymous with that Jedi Master. And the special effects, as we know, Empire was a pioneer in the use of practical effects and miniatures long before the days of CGI we know now. Those iconic AT-AT walkers were actually built as physical models and filmed using stop-motion animation to achieve their lifelike movement. It's a testament to the ingenuity and the creativity of that effects team to achieve these scenes that actually still hold up pretty well today. And then the practical effects are in other places, such as the iconic carbon freezing chamber scene was achieved using a mix of real ice and dry ice. The steam and fog created by the dry ice gave the scene an otherworldly atmosphere, adding to the tension and drama as Han Solo bids farewell to Princess Leia. And then the score. Williams actually composed over 100 minutes of music for the film, including new themes for characters like Yoda, the Imperial March for Darth Vader. In fact, Williams' score was so much a part of the film that director Irvin Kershner played it on set to help set the mood for certain scenes, adding more depth and emotion to our actors' performances. And you can't miss the impact of Empire on pop culture. The introduction of Yoda, the Imperial March, the revelation of Darth Vader as Luke's father. They are pop culture touchstones now. Everybody is familiar with it, even if they've never seen the film. So I hope these add a little bit of depth for you. I'm sure many of the Star Wars fans out there already know all of this stuff. It's what I found interesting. We'll take another quick break right here, and then we'll come back and wrap it up, and I'll give you my rating. Alright, so let's wrap up our discussion on Empire Strikes Back. We've taken a pretty deep dive into this classic, exploring everything from the plot to the unforgettable characters, the epic soundtrack, the groundbreaking special effects. It's a film that continues to captivate us with thrilling action, the rich themes, and timeless storytelling. Everything in this movie, for me, just really works together, and everything plays off each other so well that for me, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, is more than just a movie. It's that cultural phenomenon, a timeless classic that continues to inspire and captivate us. And for that, I believe it rightfully deserves a critical rating of 9 out of 10. It loses a point here because of how it kind of fizzles out with the other movies around it. This one is far superior to any other, but I think you have to take them a little bit as a whole, so it drops just a little bit, 9 out of 10. Now remember, you can always reach us, everyone, at therealrealtalk@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram and Threads at realrealtalk. And be sure to tune in next time as we continue my Desert Island movie series with a review of one of my favorite horror movies of all time, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. Until then, keep watching, keep loving, and keep those reels rolling. Thanks, everybody.